what they could do for this world if it was true.
It's true.
Some of the ideas that come out of their brain
Yep.
on how to help the world be a better
Yep.
place. Most of these kids they spoke to talked about love and
Yep.
just, and they talked a lot about God and Jesus and
Most of them had a more universal way of speaking about God than specifically to say Jesus. Even when they
Yeah.
did reference specific, it was really, well, don't you get it? It's also Jesus is also Muhammad is also Buddha is also
Yeah.
it's one. Joseph Campbell, my favorite mythologist, he says that God is one, but that the mystics, priests, the imams, the rabbis all speak of him by a different name.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Dad Religion Podcast. I'm Jason. That's Jimmy Buns. Next to me, Jimmy Buns, straight from Brooklyn.
Irony.
The king of the yeast.
Oh, jeez. It's getting
Go
bad.
boy.
You know what they say about bread? You know what they say about bread humor, right? It's always crummy.
Yeah.
How we doing, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I have a little head cold the last couple days. But kind of pulling out of the fog at this moment. How you
Sounds
doing?
good. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good. A little reminder to our 52 subscribers, if any of you guys have a friend that you want to recommend our show to, want to get in on this conversation, just a freewheeling conversation between a couple of white beards.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was
Was it
it's
good?
been my weekends have been a little hectic, but not in a bad way. We're trying to Christine and I are planning on a way to be able to move out with our older daughter Bella. She's she's got a toddler and she's expecting again now. So we want to get into a situation where mom and dad are in the house, grandma and grandpa are in the house, so we can help her out. She's going to have a tough couple of years with two under. So we're looking for a place, and looking for a place is always nerve wracking, and so that's where we're at right now. And
I'm
we
gonna
found a couple places.
say,
Huh.
I praise you. You are an empty nester, and now you're inviting 2 under 2 into the abode.
Yeah.
I want to say that I praise you, and I do not envy you at all.
We'll see, man. We'll see how it works out. We've been looking for places that have like multi-generational places where they've got two separate on one property, and so that might not be such a bad situation. It's not going to be a bad situation anyway. I love my grandson. I'm sure to love
Of
my
course.
granddaughter when she arrives. I love hanging with them, So it's gonna be a little cut into the privacy and into the empty nest, but we weren't doing anything with the empty nest anyway. To be honest, we were just like living a selfish life and drinking wine and
Whoa.
smoking weed.
Find this real quick.
Yeah,
Selfish?
it deserved though.
You've
It
already
deserved what-
raised your children, right? That's
Yeah.
not selfish. Don't say that. I just think, I think that you're gonna maybe have some moments of like,
More than a few. I'm sure more than a few. I'm gonna have to have some hiding spots. That's for sure. I'm already every place I go to. I'm looking at. Oh, there's a hiding spot. Yeah, I can come chill over here.
How are California rental prices right now? Are they crazy?
Bad, of course, but not quite as bad as they were maybe a couple years ago or even last year. We're getting a little bit of a break on that, but not much. Just a little bit of a break. But there's some places. I mean, we've seen a couple places that'll work. The other thing is, Christine and I have lived in this apartment here in the village, in La Mesa, which is such a great location. You've seen it. It's just
Oh yeah,
awesome. Love it. But
100%. It's
it does
awesome.
lack its out. We've talked about this. It lacks its outdoor space, and it's going to be really, really nice to be able to sit out on the deck and drink a cup of coffee and maybe read a book or something. We're looking forward to it. So it's been hectic, but we're looking forward to it. How was your weekend? I understand you guys had a birthday this weekend.
Yeah, my daughter was 15th birthday. Me and her drove up to
Wonderful.
Dallas
Yep.
for a concert. It was pretty good. It was a pretty cool venue. Like this venue, it's called the Longhorn. Oh my God, the Longhorn Ballroom.
Yeah.
And there's like a museum in there. It's crazy. I didn't even notice. I went to go find a bathroom, and we found this little indoor museum. Like the Sex Pistols played there. All these famous people played there.
Interesting. Yeah.
The
Is that-
Sex Pistols, the Chili Peppers, all these famous country musicians,
Is that
Nirvana,
the place?
Pearl Jam.
You
Huh?
think that's the place where Sid Vicious took the full beer can in the face and have played with the bloody face?
Yes, it
Don't you
is.
think
I posted that picture on my Facebook. I took a
that was
picture of
it?
it.
That
Yeah,
was
it
the
is.
place?
That was it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dope. That is
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool little outdoor venue, and it looks like an old western town, but they have like shops in there, and it was cool. Yeah,
Cool.
they have like
Did Maddie like
clothing
it?
stores in there, huh?
Did Maddie have a good time for her birthday?
Yeah, yeah, she enjoyed it. We got to see Local H, the
Oh,
Vandaliers, Black Angels, and the Toadies. Or
mm,
Toadies. They're not called the Toadies. It's kind of like
they're totally
everyone calls them the Beastie Boys. They're actually just called Beastie Boys.
yep.
Toadies was great. Yeah, it was all good. It was good.
Our topic real quick for all the geeks out there. May the force be with you always. We're obviously
Yeah,
recording this in the middle
I
of
don't
the
know
day.
nothing about that, but
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You're not one of the cool ones.
assalamu alaikum. Is that what I was supposed to
Something like that. We'll take it. We'll take it. So what are we
say?
talking about today, bro? What are we doing?
I'm
I'm
talking
excited.
about me. I'm reading your mind right now.
Yeah, oh shit. What? Do you
Yeah,
mean?
I already know what you're thinking.
Art? No. What? What am I thinking?
You're having eggplant parmesan for dinner tonight, aren't you?
Oh,
I heard you thinking about it. I heard you thinking about it earlier. We are talking about uh there's a podcast called the Telepathy Tapes. And it's about nonverbal, well, season 1 is about nonverbal autistic children who have telepathy or claim to have telepathy where they can read their parents' minds, they can read other people's minds, and they are verbal on the inside, their body just fails them on the outside is the claim.
mhm.
uh and yeah, it's a very interesting podcast.
It is. I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, Jason. I wasn't expecting it. I had no idea what it was. Shout out to your niece. Um,
Shout out Tiff. Yeah, she sent it my way.
Tiffany, yeah. Shout
uh
out to your niece Tiffany for calling it out. Calling it out. It turned out to be a pretty cool podcast. Whether or not I end up, believing everything that they claim, I take a long time to get to places like that, but just the idea, what it did to spark my imagination and to think about these possibilities of what might be going on is really, really fascinating. I really enjoyed it, and so thanks to you and to your niece for bringing this one. I had a good time getting ready for this. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, the last few episodes, like I did skip one episode, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't get into
Which
the
one?
pet telepathy thing.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
okay.
go back and listen to it, but
The
like
parrot was cool.
8, 9,
Yeah.
and 10 were great.
Mm,
1 and 2
mm.
and 3 and 4, they were great too. And even going into season 2,
I haven't
I'm
yet.
on the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
It's pretty dang interesting, and it makes you think. It makes you in the way they put across the information. It makes you feel like it could be a real thing.
Let me ask you a
Now,
question real quick. Do you, in
yeah,
your life, have you ever, like, experienced anything, seen anything that can't be explained in that way that would leave your mind open to, investigating something like this?
I have not, but
You've not, nothing at all,
like what?
anything, something that can't be explained, you're, you're I don't know, you got into a car accident and just so happens that your mom, like, drove by right at that minute or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, that weird chancy
I'm
kind
sure
of
I have. I
yeah,
can't think of anything off the top of my head. I mean, I did see some alien ships, some UFOs once.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
pretty weird, pretty
yeah.
crazy. And we can get in UFOs another time, but I believe in that also. So, I mean, we can't be the only ones out there. I'm just gonna say that. And it's a big, 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 vast universe. Why would this planet be the only one? But that's not that different topic, different time.
So,
But no.
I
What about you?
I was raised actually by I've talked about this. My mom was, she was an interesting lady, and I don't mean that as pejorative. She was a sincerely interesting lady. She had some sicknesses in her life that made it complicated, but she was always very open to that kind of thing, and so she would share a lot. And I think she always claimed and felt that she had a connection with me I don't remember if she felt like she had that kind of connection as much with my brother, but there were other people too, other friends and family members that she felt that she would have this, like, ESP kind of a connection, and I never in myself ever experienced anything that, like, convinced me that there was something going on there. It was if that happened, it was a one-way kind of a deal, but I did get hit by a car when I was in the summer between 7th and 8th grade, and it was bad. I was on a 10 speed and I went through an intersection and got taken out by a car. It's that I mean, that kind of I should be dead type of shit. According to my mom and my stepdad and my brother, my mom had one of those moments where she just said, "Stop the car, go home," because they were out doing something. And then when they walked in the house, the phone was ringing and it was the hospital, telling them that I was there. So that's about as close as I can get. Yeah. And it's a trippy thing, and I only trip out on it because my brother and my stepdad to this day say that that's exactly what happened, and so I don't think either of them are liars. So I don't think my mind is open to the possibility. I've never seen ghosts. I've never even had a like one of those types of lucid dreams where you dream of somebody who might have passed away before, and it felt like they were really there. I've dreamt about people who have passed away before, but it never feels like it's really them. So
I've had a
that's where I'm
ghost
at.
encounter.
Have you?
It
That's
was a little,
similar. What do you
but I mean, it wasn't. I was living in this I was living in this duplex with Ryan, the gentleman we had on
Yeah, yep.
quite a few episodes ago, and I went downstairs to use the restroom.
Mhm.
Okay, and it looked like there's someone in there, so I knocked on the door, and all I hear was, 1 minute, I'm almost done. I'm like, okay, because we were having like a little party, a little get together. There's some people over, and I sat there and waited, and I waited, and I waited for like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and then the light goes off. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go open the door, and there's literally no one in there. There was no one in there. There was no other way out. And we would
Now
always get like we'd always get these weird things in that apartment, like roses would just be laying there, like a rose was just be set on the table, and it was a weird apartment.
did you get weird emotional feelings for no reason? Sometimes they're like, get the chills and there was no reason for it, or did you have weird or interesting dreams or anything like that?
No, I never dream.
No, you don't ever dream, huh? Yeah, I don't dream often
I
anymore.
I
That's 'cause
it sucks, dude. No, I mean I dream, but I don't really dream. Like if I dream, I don't remember it.
yeah,
Like and or I'll just remember like a bit of it and I won't remember the rest, but I'll remember it happened. But I've never had any really vivid dreams. Like when my dad passed, I thought I'd get something. You know what I mean? Or when my brother passed, I thought I'd get something. Never got nothing from any of that.
yeah. Yeah, uh, it could be, Jason, that if there are people from the beyond or whatever, and they come back and they have something to say to us, it could be that if you don't hear from them, that might be a good thing, that they're not worried about you? So maybe we could take that as a blessing. I don't know, bro.
Or
I don't know what I don't think either of us really believe firmly in this kinda thing, but I think both of us are a little bit open to it. We're not gonna be closed-minded, and so
I'm
that
100%
it's
open
kinda
to it.
yeah, I
I'm
wanted to kick
100%
that
open
off
to
then.
it.
So
I also think, real quick, that if they come to us, they come to us in ways we're not really realizing.
could be.
If you're not paying attention, like different things will, something will show up that
Mhm.
you're supposed to get. Sometimes you don't catch it or something like that. I believe in that stuff because I mean we're very what I mean. Look at us. We talk. We make amazing things as humans. We do amazing things. We make
True.
amazing things. We have beautiful minds. You think that just all goes away? I don't think it does. I
I
think we're
don't.
there somewhere.
Well,
But
there's something it could just be energy. I mean, like I said, this is one of those
yeah,
things where since I can't really look at it and see it and measure it, um, I'm not so sure how important it is for me to know the answer to that kinda thing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of cool with the mystery of it, to be completely honest. If, I don't know the truth of it, I don't mind. That's kinda cool. I like that, you know?
you
Uh,
won't know the answer either until you die. So I mean, there's
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well,
But I
maybe.
think maybe
So
it took me a
so
little of the
these
anxiety, you know?
it gives me a lot of anxiety. I don't like thinking about it. But it also gives me a little bit of comfort because maybe there is something else after this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So
so
so do
these
you think
children,
yeah.
they're nonverbal
Yeah.
and they're called spellers.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically there's a board
Mhm.
and they'll ask them a question and they'll come up and they'll spell it on the board. Now, this
Mhm.
is controversial for some stupid fucking reason, in my opinion. It's controversial because maybe the parent is tipping them off somehow. They're touching them a certain way. Make them. I think it's so. Even when you watch it on video and they come up and spell and no one's touched them, it's still controversial. Now, these they, if these parents have to bring it out in the children somehow. Like it's always been there. They just don't know how to spell. They don't know the. Am I correct? Like they're bringing it out of them.
Yeah, well, it seems like it's okay. In my memory of the podcast, it seems like it's normally something where in their dreams or in other ways, the kids reach out to their moms. It's almost always the mom who's got that close mental connection. This is not not exactly brand new to me, but it's not something I have specific experience, but my mom used to claim that she had those kinds of connections, and so maybe that doesn't surprise me so much that there's the claim that there's a connection that way between mother and their child. I've seen Christine have reactions to things or and be just off when something bad is happening to one of the girls someplace out, and we find out that something later on that, "Oh, this was happening," and it was right at the same time that Christine was feeling it, you know what I'm saying? So, there's gotta be something. The brain is powerful, you know? Our brains not yours and mine, ours are average at best, I'm sure, but, like, the human mind has figured out a way to put a camera up in space that could look all the way back to the origins of the universe and see in that moment that the Big Bang may not have been the beginning. Whoa! And we did that. That's us, bro. You know,
Yeah,
humans did that. So, yeah, I do
that's what
believe
I'm
that
saying.
yeah,
The mind is an amazing thing, and you just got to tap into that part of your brain that no one that you're not tapping into. Is that's the
right.
way I feel.
And here's the thing, Jason, you and I, our brains are worrying about doing things like walking, sitting, drinking, swallowing, breathing, all of these things, hiking. Am I going uphill? Am I going downhill? Am I driving a car? It always seems like it's people whose bodies have failed them in some way. And maybe in that way, the brain decouples and refocuses some of the energy into a different direction, which is why you sometimes find these people whose bodies are failing them, whose brains are just on fire. I still would feel better if it was put through scientific scrutiny. That's for me personally, and it's for me because I want them to be taken seriously.
Yeah, and these kids, some of them, I mean, they all can speak to each other, and they don't even
Yeah,
have to be in the same room. They don't have to be in the same city, same zip code. They can all talk to each other at this place called The Hill, which we'll have to get into later because there's
yeah,
a lot more to that. But they all come together and they speak to each other at night in this place called The Hill. They
mhm.
know it, what's crazy is they know about each other. They already know each other and they haven't even met. And when they meet in person, you can see it. You know what I mean?
So
According
that
to
would
the
be a
podcast.
huge that'd be a huge conspiracy, wouldn't it? I mean, think about the lengths that they would have to go to try and form that conspiracy, the distances that they would have to travel
That's what I was
to meet
saying.
people on the planet. Yeah. No, hey, bro, I'm with you. And then the idea that it should not be studied, and that some people say that this is, you know, simply wishful thinking on the part of people who desperately wanna be able to communicate with their children. That's probably correct. Why not study it? What are we afraid of? If we're, you know,
Yeah, we
I don't know.
study some of the
Some of
dumbest
the
shit
dumbest
out
shit
there,
out there.
and we can't study this. It makes
Yeah,
zero
me
sense.
and yeah, I do. There is the episode that I found honestly the most interesting, Jason, was the one that was on gatekeeping. There's fucking gatekeepers everywhere. Who do these people think they are that they get to decide what gets to be studied and what doesn't get to be studied? Oh, that was disproven in 1992. So fucking what? Test it again. Figure out your study. Figure out what your parameters are, what your specs are. Find a safe environment, a comfortable environment for these kids so that they're not under stress, and test this shit.
Yeah, it was disproven supposedly in 1992 by
Yeah, right,
someone who had an hour's worth of training.
right.
That was the one where the non-speaker, they she said she claimed sexual assault by her father, right? Where she
Yeah.
touched her.
Yep, that's what I had heard.
and that wasn't actually what happened. That wasn't actually what was said. So they're saying it's disproved,
Yeah.
that it's not real.
The '90s were
I
terrible for that, by the way. The therapists in the '90s were telling everybody that they're having repressed memories of their parents molesting them. That's the whole that's the source of all of their
Really?
problems. Dude,
I didn't know
it's
that.
horrible. They used to do this thing called regressive hypnotherapy, where they would try walk you through a hypnotherapy session and try and they believed and they would convince you that they were tapping into these early unremembered moments in your life, and what they were truly doing was planting memory. It was crazy, and so I'm not a huge fan of '90s psychotherapy, but,
You went through
or
that?
clinical psycho my mom did. Right, my mom did, and it was rough, some of the shit that she ended up remembering, I don't know. It's I we can get into that some other time, but so it doesn't surprise me that in 1992 you get a little bit of, lazy science trying to
Yeah.
disclaiming it. What's crazy
But
is that the scientific community is gonna lean on that lazy science from 1992 as the reason why they're gonna gatekeep. Just fucking study it.
and,
If you're
and
right,
don't
then
you
what are you afraid
d-
of?
in science you don't ever just take one as being, you test it multiple times. It's not something
Dude,
that you,
no,
okay, one
yeah,
time it's done. That's, I mean, what we would have not had so many things if they tested it once and it failed and that was it. You know what I mean?
and we would have some bullshit stuff out there too if they only tested it once and it failed.
Eh,
Dude, science is so complicated. You create a hypothesis and then you start testing the shit out of it. You test it, test it, test it. And then when you're done and you think that your testing upholds your theory and your hypothesis, then you got to take all your work and you got to go across town and give it to your arch rival who their success and your success is not is not simpatico with each other. And then that person needs to take all of your information, all of your techniques, run it through the same exact tests and come up with the same exact conclusion before it's ever going to be considered to have scientific scrutiny.
let's say this is true. Okay. So these kids, they're very, I mean, just listen to the I'm sure there's videos out there I could watch. I have not, but
Yeah,
I'm
there
pretty
are.
sure they have videos out there. Now,
Mm,
these children and young adults, non-speaker, non-verbal, um, they're very elegant in their speech when they type stuff out. Just what the things they type out is very like scientist level, like just beautiful the way they speak. How is that? They're doing it. You watch them do it, right? It's insane. They're very intelligent. It's their bodies that fail them. So maybe their bodies fail them and their brain gets more heightened, right? I'm not sure, obviously, how that
could be.
works.
I mean,
But
that'd be my hypothesis. Then that's where you start testing. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I really do.
so what what they could do for this world, if it was true,
If it's true.
some of the ideas that come out of their brain
Yep.
on how to help the world be a better
Yep.
place. Because that, I
Yep.
mean, I'm sure there's some that are, don't take this wrong, maybe have evil aspirations or something like that. But most of these kids they spoke to talked about love and
Yep.
just,
Yep.
and they talked a lot about God and Jesus, and
Mm.
uh which was kind of weird for me that they all spoke like that, but who knows? You
I
know
felt
what?
that they
Who
had
knows?
most of them had a more universal way of speaking about God than specifically to say Jesus. Even when they did
Yeah.
reference specific, it was really, well, don't you get it? It's also Jesus is also Muhammad is also Buddha is also
Yeah.
it's one. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
It's
gonna bring
all
him
of
up
it.
a lot. I'm gonna bring him up a lot. Joseph Campbell, my favorite mythologist, he says that God is one, but that the mystics, the priests, the imams, the rabbis, and the monks all speak of him by a different name. I love that. I love that quote, and that's sort of my center of religion too. I do believe that. And here's the thing I want to say about these kids. If it turns out that this is true, Jason, the personalities of these young people are just astounding to me. That you live, one of the hardest lives, if this is true, and you live one of the hardest lives that's imaginable, and your body fails you, and you're trapped inside of something that you have a difficult time getting out, and then when you finally get your message out, it's one of love and how can I help? And I think that's just fucking awesome. I just think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Um,
Agreed.
the world creates good things. This world, Jason, it creates good things. We complain about a lot of shit, and social media sucks. and it sucks that we created it, but it only sucks because there's bad people using it bad, you know? There's things in this world that are good and human beings that are good, and there's things that humans create that are good. We really gotta get down on some of those and amp them up, you know, balance out this world a little bit. And if these kids have got it, my money's on them, bro. I'm on their team. We're the X-Men. We're gonna fuck this AI shit up.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, man. I think we should do this on a two-parter. Maybe
I
talk a
think we
little bit
should.
about more about it next time
Let's get more into the
too.
religion part, 'cause that shit that's the part really the religion part that really blew my mind, bro. Like,
Eh,
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 yeah,
eh. All
alright,
right.
alright.
If we bust, we can do that.
I know how much you love to
All
talk
right.
about religion.
I think we should conclude this episode for
Yes.
today.
Yep.
That was a good
Awesome.
talk. We'll talk more about it. Check out the telemetry. And you know what? I saw it was, I think it was a video you showed me of the dude supposedly debunking it,
Oh,
where they said
debunking,
it
yes,
was the
okay.
#1 podcast for many,
Yeah,
many months. I didn't even know that.
yep, it
So
took bumped off Rogan for a couple months, which is pretty impressive.
that's what they said. That's what they said. That's
Yep,
pretty impressive. So a
it
lot
is.
of people are kind of interested in it. So
So we'll
we'll
post a
see.
link. We'll post a link in the description. That's something we never do that we probably should do all the time whenever we make music and pop culture and stuff like that. So,
Hopefully we don't get
um,
sued by him for talking about it, but
no, they wouldn't do it. We're
just
able to do
kidding.
that.
I'm kidding. I don't know what they can
um,
do.
awesome, awesome. So hey, listen, anybody out there who's hearing this broadcast, beep, 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 please tell a friend about us. You know, give us a like. We could use more subscriptions. If you want to be our 53rd subscriber, we will.
Please like us.
We will be.
Please like us.
We're likable. Yeah, bro. All right, man. Well, you have a great week, Jason, and I'll talk to you
You
soon, my
too,
brother.
brother.
All right,
All right, man.
everybody out there.
Peace out.
Peace. Yep.